Your baby. Yeah. Oh, that's the new thing about. You like your friend. Yeah, I know. My baby. We're gonna be using this. That way that'll stay on the internet.
Thank you all for being here this morning with us. We'll get started shortly. As I did the count, I believe all of our honorees are here. Yeah, places full, seeing faces, familiar faces. So yeah, everybody's on. We'll make a friend. Familiar faces, shake hands, meet someone you don't know, and we'll get ready to start shortly. Thank you.
I gotta take a picture of somebody. No, like look at this. Oh. Yeah. You know what? Put the mask under. So I know it's working on the phone, it just doesn't work on here. Is there a way I can connect it to my hotspot on my phone? Don't even worry about it. Pop it, just drop it down.
Welcome all and good after morning. Can we please have all the honorees to the open door, the back door, please, and thank you. All honorees outside of the door, please, and thank you. As we are getting ready to begin our ceremony, the 10th annual Men of Honor Community Tribute. Thank you. Also, please, the Wi-Fi is not in use. If you're trying to use the Wi-Fi, please do not. Please do not connect to the Wi-Fi.
So just real quick for all the folks in the house, feel free to utilize the Fruit Ridge Community Collaborative Wi-Fi. But if you notice an open Wi-Fi that says X012, that is our sound. So if anyone tries to connect to that, that interferes with our sound or our volume control. So please, please, please double check your Wi-Fi. Make sure you're not connected to the one that says XR12, because if you do, that interferes with our system. Thank you, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, our 2021 Men of Honor. I ask that you all remain standing for a group photo. Note that a couple of our honorees could not make it this morning. Feel free to get your photos now. Sister Rolanda, take the main photo. If you would like a group photo, please step forward. You may be seated. And in the tradition and custom of ceremony, we would like to get our elders' permission to begin ceremony. So we'd like to start off with the babies, and we move all the way up to identify the elder in the room, and then we'll ask for permission, whoever you may be, to begin ceremony. Permission to begin the ceremony. So who's the baby here? Who's the youngest? We have anybody 4? These 4? Okay. Do we have any 7-year-olds? 10? 10-year-old. We're gonna jump to 13. Okay, we're gonna skip all the teens. We're gonna get to the 20s. 22. 25. 30. 33. 37. 40. 42. 50. Here we go. 55. 57. 60. 65. 70. 72. Do you have anybody older than 70? There we go. Keep going. 75. 76.
You're not asking about the stage, are you?
I'm everybody. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'm 75.
75. 74. Anyone older than 75? Alvin, do we have permission to begin ceremony?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So we're gonna open up with libation. And is everyone familiar with libation, the process of libation? So in essence, the process of libation is honoring the cycle of life. We use the water, we use the plant, which both represent life. As we all know, without plants, we cannot breathe, we all cannot sustain without water. What we're gonna do is we call forth the names of our loved ones who has transitioned and moved on to the realm of the ancestors. We pour the water back into the pot and we say Ashe. Ashe, in essence, symbolizes it is so, it is, right on, amen, so on and so forth.
But we cannot begin ceremony until we honor those who have gone before us, those who have laid the foundation and walked the path and laid the path for us. So with that, we're gonna honor our ancestors that's gone before us. This year, we're also honoring Brother Michael K. Smith. He's transitioned this year, if you guys are familiar with the act. So I'm gonna start with Michael K. Smith. Please feel free to call out the names of your ancestors, your loved ones who has transitioned and passed on. I'm gonna pour a little bit of libation, and we just say Ashe. All right? Michael K. Smith. Ashe.
Malcolm Person.
Ashe. Ashe.
Michelle Shabbat.
Ashe. Ashe. Kareem Johnson. Ashe.
Another Sells.
Ashe.
Michael Diaz.
Ashe.
Tommy Woodrow.
Ashe.
Ira Williams.
Ashe. Joshua Johnson. Ashe. El Haj Malik El Shabazz. Ashe.
Frank Withrow.
Ashe.
Deanna
Ashe.
Michael acronyms.
Ashe.
Roy Walker.
Ashe. What I'm gonna do is give you guys a second to think of a name. I can't pour this water, it's gonna start spilling. All right? So think of at least 2 names you'd like to call. I'm gonna give a couple of seconds. When I raise the glass, please say the name, and that's gonna conclude our libation ceremony. Joshua Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Thank you. Continuing on with our program, libation and message. Since the beginning of time, there has always been good and great black men who simply showed up. Black men who stood in the gaps, serving as leaders, teachers and light bearers, warriors and peacekeepers, or as examples and pillars, be it in their families, in community, or in the lives of individuals. Black men who made a difference or were that difference. Ordinary, everyday men, honest and hardworking, men of integrity, men of good character, men of honor. These men who are stillborn today come from a lineage of esteemed and noble ancestors who knew the true meaning of selflessness. They are our forefathers. They are our fathers, our brothers, our uncles and sons. They are you. The world will always need you. There is no substitute for strong, loving, intelligent, nurturing black men. The highest laws of nature suggest that the purpose and calling on all life is that of servitude. May you carry on the tradition of your ancestors and serve as a reminder of God. The key to our liberation lies in our unity, and love is the main ingredient. The sooner we begin to recognize ourselves and one another, the sooner, the better off we and the world will be. Protect our children. Protect our women. Protect our elders. And protect one another. Black men, we are the vanguard. We are in good hands, our own. Remember, the man who replicates the best of himself lives forever. May you never be forgotten. Peace, kings. Sister
Where's my dear sister? Ro?
Sorry, y'all.
It's all good.
Happy Saturday, y'all. We gotta raise the roof. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I think it's amazing that we have such awesome black men in our community. So when the media says, when they tell you all the bad things that people do, like this, everybody don't have people doing bad things in their community, we have honorable men in our community. Y'all stand up one more time. Give these black men some love. Let's get it about me. Race by racism. We have honored today over 111 black men throughout our community. So there's no word of powerful, strong, loving. Let me put the word loving in there. If you haven't read their bios, they're going to talk about it. But we have amazing black men. We have amazing black men in our community. And I thank you, brothers, from the bottom of my heart for being the men that you are, for staying on the square, for being loving, for being kind, for being an example. There's no shortages of you because of you. Thank you so much. Y'all, welcome to the 10th annual Men of Honor. Tell your family, tell your friends. This is our 10th year. And next year, we're doing things. If you know who young brothers, you should bring them out so they can see them and touch them and talk to them because they are a reflection of them. Thank y'all. Welcome.
And continuing the welcomes, we also like to thank those who made this possible. And then I'm gonna, well, before we do that, in the tradition of Men of Honor, we started this ceremony 10 years ago, Sister Rolanda and myself. And it started with just a conversation. We're talking about brothers who's made, men who's made a difference in our lives. And it started with Rolanda's Uncle Stanley Newman. And we decided to create this award ceremony in honor of him, but of other men who walk that same walk. To date, if you open your programs, you see our first cohort in 2012. And part of this thing is about flowers for the living, to say we see you now, we thank you now. 3 of the men who started this program, who were the first recipients of the award, are no longer with us. Bishop Yarley Griffin is no longer with us. Elder Frank Withrow, who is no longer with us. And Rotel Wilkins Jr., which is Rolanda's father, is no longer with us. But we were able to honor them and give them their flowers while they were still here with us. We were also able to start a Men of Honor out in Philadelphia, and we carried that on for a couple of years before his passing. But this is all about saying thank you. We see you now. Thank you for showing up as your authentic self in servitude. And we have a thing when we say peace, King, all the while. And a lot of times people get the meaning of king, as I relate, confused. Most people think king is, sitting high and haughty and, got everybody serving you. But in all actuality, kingship is lead servant, right? Showing others how to serve. Everybody serves the king, but the king got a hell of a job trying to serve the whole kingdom, right? But it's really about servitude. So we thank you for that. Also, in our first cohort, we had Brother Daryl Roberts, and I just want to say thank you to Mr. Roberts and the Roberts Family Development Center for their contributions yearly to this program, because it's a thing where, in terms of it sustains itself through the people, right? Great man, he's still doing the work now. Years before I got here, and years before many of us was here, he was already serving and showing us how to lead. Grateful for Mr. Roberts. We'd also like to thank Merv Brookins and Brother to Brother for his financial contribution as well, allowing us to put this on this year. And it's not without brothers like those that we can make these things happen. So thank you to them. Also, we'd like to thank Earth Mama Healing Incorporated, the Board of Directors, We would like to thank Miss Alicia Washington, Sister Dorothy Stockler, LaShawn Miles Johnson, Brother Michael Benjamin Jr., my co-host, Darren Henson, Senator Pan, the 6th District of California Legislator, and Assembly Member Jim Copper, the Nurturing Greatness interns, Isis Wilson, Tyler Smith, and Amani Tinsley, our youth volunteers, my son, Jason Johnson, Kashif Walton, Jordan Walton, Michael Person, Keith and Tyson Person, and their mother, Rebecca. We'd also like to thank the staff and service and contributors and attendees, all of you. Also, our guests serve as well, Angelo Lozano, Corey Mann, and Karika Bailey, the drummer. Thank you. As we move into our presentation, our first nominee and awardee who will not be able to make it with us today for family reasons, health. We'd like to start off with Brother Kenneth Brazen.
Men of Honoree, Men of Honor Awardee Kevin Gracey. Kevin learned the importance of nurturing dreams at an early age. Upon graduating high school, he attended American River College, where he earned an AA degree and went on to earn a baseball scholarship to the University of Utah. At Utah, he acquired a sociology degree and a criminal justice certificate. He played 2 years of professional baseball in Canada and is now a successful speaker, author, executive producer, and entrepreneur. As a native of Sacramento, Kevin Brazen, aka Coach Greatness, is a motivational entertainer, executive producer, speaking coach, and the author of Scared Great, How to Steer Your Fear Towards Greatness, as well as 2 youth books, The Top 10 Tips for Teen Success and Greatness Leaves Clues. Over his 24 years speaking career, Kevin has been privileged to speak to millions of people across America. For the past 7 years, he has been actively changing the culture of Northern California school campuses with his Reach One Alliance anti-bullying character education program. Kevin takes the opportunity to touch lives very seriously. He has delivered messages for organizations such as Rayleigh's, Hewlett Packard, AT&T, the U.S. Army, the Olympic Training Center, Disney World's Wide World of Sports, the U.S. Air Force, Miller Coors Company, Farmers Insurance, PG&E, Dignity Health, Leadership Institute, and the March of Dimes, to name a few. He coaches corporate leaders on how to achieve everyday greatness in execution. As Sacramento's top anti-bullying speaker and the voice of KBEE's motivational segment, Minute to Win It, he has made it his mission to dream globally, but focus locally. Pre-COVID, he invested his time between his family, his community, teaching a sold-out spin class every Friday and Saturday, and speaking several times a week to audiences ages 4 to 80, encouraging them to be the greatest version of themselves and to positively reach out to one another person every day. His goal is to activate greatness in others while chasing greatness every day. Kevin's proudest accomplishments are his 23-year-old marriage to Jessica, as well as his 3 children, Kendra J, 27, who is a dancer and singer and actress, Kobe, 20 years old, who is a speaker, negotiator, and intellectual, and Caleb, the Bracey's guardian angel since 2005. We honor today Kevin Bracey. Thank you. Accepting the award on behalf of Kevin Bracey, Michael Person,
Earth Mama Healing,
Earth Mama Healing Incorporation and Brother to Brother Support Systems presents the Men of Honor Tribute Award to Kevin Brazen for demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days. On this day, Saturday, December 4th, 2021. On behalf of the California Legislative Assembly, certificate of recognition, Kevin Brazen, 10th Annual Men of Honor Community Tribute Celebration. Kevin Brazen is deserving of special public recognition and the highest commendation from the people of the state of California. The esteem, gratitude, heartiest congratulations, and best wishes of the public are hereby extended on this day, December 4th, 2021. Jim Copper. And also on behalf of the State of California Senate, certificate of recognition for Kevin Brazen, outstanding community service, on care of Earth Mama Healing Incorporation, honoring outstanding community engagement, exemplary leadership, and dedication to public service during the 10th Annual Men of Honor Community Tribute. Signed, Richard Penn. And on behalf of Kevin Brazen.
Moving along, our next 2021 Men of Honor awardee is Mr. Lawrence Brown. Lawrence Brown, or Larry, was born to Henrietta and Lawrence Brown Sr. at Sac County Hospital, now UC Davis Medicine, in Sacramento, California on April 5th, 1964. One of 10 children, Lawrence attended North Avenue Elementary, Del Paso Junior High, and graduated from Grant Union High School. During his senior year at Grant, Lawrence was elected co-captain of the varsity football team, captain of the varsity basketball team, and was also selected to the Sac Union and Sac B All-City and All Northern California basketball teams. In June of 1963, he graduated from Grant with a B+ grade point average and was awarded a 4-year scholarship to Gonzaga University. While at Gonzaga, Lawrence majored in English with minors in philosophy, ROTC, and Biz Ed. He started every basketball game as a freshman and every game on the varsity during the remainder of his college years, graduating in June 1967 with a BA in English. In January of 1968, Lawrence began his professional career as a 10th and 11th grade English teacher at Norte Del Rio High School. He coached swimming and football and was granted permission to teach a minority history class as well. Always interested in bettering the lives of his African-American students, he also became the advisory teacher for the Afro-American Student Club. In April of 1968, Lawrence married his college girlfriend, Deanne Gale. They remained married 52 years, raising 2 sons and 2 daughters. In April of 1969, Lawrence was hired by the Sacramento Area Economic Council as the director of its youth employment program. In April of 1971, he was hired as the vice principal at Grant Union High School and worked as VP for the next 7 years. By 1978, he received a call for promotion and was hired as the principal of Las Palmas Junior High, followed by his hiring as principal of Norte Middle School in 1981. And finally, in 1983, as principal of Grant Union High School, his own alma mater. However, in 1998, Mr. Brown requested and was granted a transfer back to Las Palmas Adult School as principal, followed by a period of Carter Middle School as principal, and finally his ultimate return to Grant Union High School as principal from 1995 until his retirement in 2006. Lawrence Brown Jr.'s commitment to the finest education for all students, dedication to justice for African American students, and his attention to hiring practices that exhibited a sense of diversity and fair play are his passion for education hallmarks are Brown's success. His values, his keen sense of loyalty to his community, his people, and his passion for education. Ladies and gentlemen, our awardee, Lawrence Brown.
I should have read this first before I handed it.
Men of Honor Tribute Award to Lawrence Brown for demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days. Saturday, December 4th, 2021. From the California Assembly, on the 10th Annual Men of Honor Community Tribute Celebration, Lawrence Brown is deserving of special public recognition and the highest commendation from the people of the state of California. The esteemed gratitude, heartiest congratulations, and best wishes of the public are hereby extended on December 4th, 2021 by Jim Cooper. And from the California State Senate, for outstanding community service, care of Mama Earth Healing Incorporated, honoring outstanding community engagement, exemplary leadership, and dedication to public service during the 10th Annual Men of Honor Community Tribute, Dr. Richard Pan.
I want to thank you, this organization, for presenting me with this award. It means so much. I lost my wife a year ago, and it's been hard. Being here means a lot to me. Mr. Henson was one of my students. As a matter of fact, Mr. Dostie down there is also one of my students. And Mr. Henson went to went to Morehouse with my son, Jason. And I talked him into going to college on the buddy system. I'm glad that they went. Mr. Henson is the main reason my son graduated from Morehouse. He had to help the brother he wouldn't have made it. Again, thank you all for coming forward. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
He was held and worship has grown and moved been implemented. Pastor Darrell has a strong conviction concerning the community. Music and fun in order to bring togetherness within the diverse community. Pastor Burrell worked effectively with the Avondale Weed and Seed program and our area city council member to ensure that our church community remains a safe haven for all. Pastor Burrell is an anointed pastor, teacher, preacher, and loving, compassionate, humble man of God who willingly serves others unselfishly, even if they are not church members. Pastor Burrell is a visionary dedicated to and committed to God and God's people. Pastor Burrell is the husband of Lady Katana Austin Burrell. He has 3 children, Joshua, Sierra, and Sadie. He also has been responsible in the role of raising 2 of his nieces. Is that Isley and Ashley Smith, who are now young adults. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, our 2021 Men of Honor, Daryl Roberts. Earth Mama Healing Inc. and Brother to Brother presents the Men of Honor. Saturday, December 4, 2021. All organized by the Assembly and the offices.
Can you turn it around? Turn around and do a little bit.
To God be the glory for all that He has done.
Amen.
I want to thank her, Mama Healing Incorporated, and Brother to Brother. And a humble opportunity to be here amongst such great men. Thank God for the privilege to recognize our family and our life. And I thank God for Jesus Christ, who is the King of Kings. And I thank God that He blessed me with the great King that I came from. And I happened to see my father back there. And I thank God for him. I believe that Black men are always recognize their fathers. And I'm so very grateful for him and my mother back there, my children out there, and my sister, and to all of you all. And brothers, let's keep the work alive to save our generations to come. And let's continue to make a difference in our community. To God be the glory.
Our next 2021 Men of Honor awardee is Dr. Alvin Delson, Jr. Dr. Delson Jr., a product of Del Paso Heights and Grant Union High School, is an experienced professional with a demonstrated career of 25 years working in the field of education. Dr. Delson began his career in education working with at-promise students as a behavior management counselor, teacher, and administrator in the Grant Joint Union High School District, now Twin Rivers. Prior to transitioning to Lodi Unified School District, over the past 14 years in Lodi, he has served as principal in both traditional and alternative educational settings has occupied his current position for the past 4 years. Currently, as coordinator of child welfare and attendance with Lodi Unified School District, he oversees discipline, due process, truancy, and a number of other areas for a population of 30,000 students. His educational experiences have afforded him the opportunity to collaborate with a diverse group of individuals throughout the K-12 and higher education communities to meet the common goal of increasing student achievement and well-being. He has dedicated his life advocating, educating, and enriching the lives of, and is committed to removing barriers and creating options and excellence for all students, especially young men and women of color. His educational philosophy is based on his uncompromising belief that all students can learn, given a safe and positive learning environment, strong and knowledgeable leadership, and committed and focused educational team, an encouraging community, and a positive, supportive family. Dr. Delson was reared by his parents, Evelyn Sells and Alan Delson Sr., grandparents, Sells and Delson, and a host of family and friends who made education and church an unwavering priority. Additionally, he has several other individuals who have been supportive as friends, brothers, confidants, and mentors throughout his career. First and foremost, his wife Lynette, children and grandchildren, Mr. Larry Brown, the beacon and mentor who took a chance on him and hired him 6 months after completing undergrad at Grambling State University. He encouraged, guided, and critiqued early in his career that laid the foundation for his educational career, in addition to many others. Additional mentors are Dr. Odie Douglas, Dr. Rex Fortune, Dr. Leela Jacobs, who is now deceased, Dr. Jenny Cowan, and Dr. Heckman, who is also deceased, who picked up the torch at crucial points in his career. Dr. Delson possesses a bachelor's degree from Grambling State University in business management, a master's degree from the California State University, Sacramento in educational leadership with a focus on urban education, and lastly, a doctorate of education with an emphasis on educational leadership and policy from the University of California, Davis. He is a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He has a keen passion for helping others and strongly believes that education is a fundamental civil right that opens many doors and affords options for life in every field of human endeavors. Moreover, Dr. Delson believes in investing time and exploring new ideas to connect to today's youth that inspires tomorrow's leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2021 Men of Honor awardee, Dr. Alvin Delson. An honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunity to live and thrive in better days this Saturday, December 4th, 2021. I'm Men of Honor.
afternoon, everyone. I am very humbled and Paso Heights will always be from Del Paso Heights. But the thing is, we take what we've taught, what we've been learned through him, our parents, the church, and then we share that information with others, both inside and outside our community. But again, I'm truly thankful. I want to make sure that I get out now, my mother, my eldest chocolate child, my grandbaby, and my wife is actually en route. She had a commitment, but she changed, so she'll get her eventually. But again, thank you all for this recognition. I am truly, truly thankful and truly humbled. So thank you all very much.
Awardee Julius Douglas. Julius Douglas grew up in the low prostitution, gangs, crime. Throughout his life, he transitions to various households and was incarcerated. By the age of 9, he entered in contact with his parents, family members, and friends. Judas life developed crime, addiction, behavior. This is basically my responsibility by people of internal and emotional pain. He was suffering the trauma his parents to drugs and heart failure. Single loss was a moment Julius his life. Hospital community. This is a loss. Same struggle children, consistency, positive approach, while creating love and caring environments. He seems to put himself in GED and taking courses at law to be in college. He finds himself in the community as a leader and a role model. He is active in youth sports, seasonal giving, and resources for the homeless. Julius states, my experience gives me the perfect candidates. I can assist our youth. I emphasize the youth and my experience of saving faith. I can't say every kid, but I observe this effort to save as many as I can. For someone in honor, Awardee Julius Douglas.
And accepting on behalf of Brother Julius' sister Aisha.
Hello, everybody. My name is Miss Aisha, and I am here to accept this award on behalf of Julius Douglas, aka Seize the Moment, which is my nephew. I'm super proud of him. He's not here today because he's in Vegas playing his championship football game. So we are sending positive vibes for the win. So I was going to actually refurbish his speech until I actually listened to it. And I'm going to be honest, y'all. I'm going to just let y'all hear what this young man had to say, but I'm cut it off right at the end because it's some babies in the room. But I want him to be his authentic self since he couldn't be here.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me this opportunity to be here and receive this award. And congratulations to the brothers that's receiving this award. Much love. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my family, my mom, my love, my son, for motivating me and letting me know I am somebody. I want to give a shout out to my brothers and sisters at Sac City Rise Program, Mike Benjamin, Kenny Times, Tony Davis, Mr. Meraki. Thank you guys for always believing in me and being by my side. I do this for the struggle, Old Park, Del Paso Heights, met 29 Street Glen Elders, and saw, and I'm just honored to take this award. I want to acknowledge all the loved ones we lost in the struggle. Terriana, Abe, Rand, Squeeze, Milo, Nemo, Dooney, and Simon. I just want to give all our brothers, sisters, no matter what we're going through, keep going. It's going to get better.
And I will leave it right there. If you know him, you'll understand it. If you don't, I think you'll figure it out. Be the glory to God. Bless you all for being blessings in our life. Continue to do what you do. Time, talent, and treasure. Give God your time. He gives you the talent. You will see your treasure. Thank you.
Earth, Law, and Healing, and Brother to Brother presents the Men of Honor Tribute Award to Julius Douglas. Seize the moment. For demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating his life to ensure future generations the opportunity to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4, 2021.
All right, Juju. Oh, we're good. There we go. We're right here. Take another one with you.
And while we at it, man, give a hand to our servers, our young brothers. They work their little tails off. They're coming through, keep the energy up. Thank y'all. Because you people are fed.
For all of these things, brothers, say that. I do all of these things. I do all of these things. I said, we are descendants of royalty. We contribute to producing more kings. Yes, you are all of these things. Brothers, say that. I am all of these things. Brother Juan, King Juan. I ain't saying that we're perfect, but the way your heart blow, make me proud to be your brother. And it sets you apart. So, brother, you honorable. King, you honorable. No, I'm not saying that we're perfect, but the way your heart blows makes you proud to be black. And it sets you apart. So, brothers, John,
Brothers, Shay, y'all can go ahead and raise your flag for that. Y'all act like people, we're not gonna sit down and be in our cell and go, that ain't even my vibe. Y'all better turn it up for these brothers. Y'all better turn it up for these soldiers. Y'all better turn it up for these warriors, these kings. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we got you. Yeah, I'll go back when we go to bed. Like, honestly, I'm gonna get into this piece. This ain't about me at all. I get those vibration sounds like our ancestors sometimes, and I sing to myself. I've been doing that since I was a kid. A lot of people. God, I would say probably 95%, and possibly 100%, whether indirectly or directly. And I can honestly say these are the real ones, right? So one more time, clap it up for that. And I think what my brother Julius was getting ready to say was something like my big brother Cole said, we ain't messing with no sucker stuff. If you ain't really about this, watch out, because you really about this baby stuff. Something like that. So we can raise the vibration for that. And we say, black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, kings. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, dream. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, kings. We are black freedom. I said we are black freedom. I didn't say I could sing, I just said I liked it. I said black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, king. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, dream. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, kings. We are black freedom. I say we are black freedom. We are chains being broken up for future black generation. We are melanated liberation even before the Emancipation Proclamation. We are prophetic black manifestation. We are strong black man infestation. We are that twinkle that was in our great ancestors' eye. We are the sound of them rejoicing on the other side. We are that hope that was in the vibration of their Negro spiritual. We are black man making it home alive, no longer being considered a miracle. We are us never again having to convince our own people that we were always royalty, never Negroes. We are never again having to protest the fact that our neck was not created to be cushioned for their Negro. We are. Because of all, we are finally able to breathe. So, calling it forth, we are black generational wealth. We are black generational health. We are us being able to abundantly love on you that carry my hue because we genuinely love ourselves. We are us no longer too traumatized to ask each other. We are black fear being conquered by black love. We are a black pistol in the face of a black brother being replaced with a black hug. We are black brotherhood building a black kingdom. We are black freedom. I say we are black freedom. Black freedom, 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 kings. We are black freedom. I said we are black freedom. I be really, this is the music be pumping and I'm really rocking out on stage. I love y'all. I appreciate you, brothers. We have another brother, if you didn't know already, holla at me. I'm pulling up. And where's my brother? You ain't playing none of that. I'm on deck, bro. To love, family. freedom, black freedom, black freedom, king. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, king. Black freedom, black freedom, black freedom, king. We are black freedom. I said we are black freedom.
That's big, little brother cool. I love you, kid. Moving on. Kenneth Duncan Jr. come from a strong line of leaders, two of which being his grandfathers, one who was a professional boxer out of San Francisco, and the other being a general in the United States Army. Whether it was values such as dedication, discipline, sacrifice, civil responsibility, or service to others, Kenneth had plenty of great examples to emulate. An athlete from a very young age, Kenneth eventually landed at Historical Merit College in Oakland and College in Alameda, where he earned his AA degree and played on the basketball team. From his time at College of Alameda, Kenneth earned an athletic scholarship to attend Wilberforce University in Ohio, which is the first private Black-owned institution in the country. Clap that up. Then he received his bachelor's in psychology. Kenneth is HBCU proud. Hey! Professionally, Kenneth has worked in the nonprofit world for over 10 years. Right out of college, he began his career with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Sacramento, where he served New Avisha and CD Circle Public Housing in Sacramento, now known as Marina Vista in Alvin Grove. There, he was able to mentor hundreds of youth and build relationships in the community to where now he's a trusted leader and advocate. Part of his journey in Sacramento has also included community organizing in Oak Park, Del Paso Heights, and through the Black Child Legacy Campaign. Kenneth has worked for a number of nonprofits such as the Greater Sacramento Urban League, Roberts Family Development Center, and the Anti-Recidivism Coalition. In addition to serving the community through long-standing organizations in Sacramento, Kenneth has gone further and founded his own nonprofit organization called Ball Out Academy, where he provides mentorship, leadership development, workshops, and training through the lens of athletic development programs. Ball Out is providing safe spaces for young women and men of color by engaging them as powerful, potential-filled individuals who have interest in sports but are more than just athletes. Ball Out not only provides space for sports development and personal development for youth, but also provides facilitating, training, workshops, and curriculum for other community agencies. Kenneth plans to continue his service in the community as he expands the reach and impact of Ball Out Academy. It's only a matter of time until Ball Out Academy expands statewide and nationwide. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, our brother Kenneth M. Duncan Jr. Earth Mama Healing. Earth Mama Healing Inc. and Brother to Brother presents the Men of Honor Tribute Award to Kenneth M. Duncan Jr. for demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4, 2001. Thank you, brother. Also recognize, you can get this slide, but we're not gonna read it, but California legislator and the California State Senate.
Oh man, this is humbling. Like for real, I really appreciate just being in the room with these brothers right here. 32 years old, been able to serve the last 10 years here in Sacramento, originally from the Bay Area. So just, I thank Sacramento for welcoming me with open arms as soon as I got here. Also, my father, Kenneth Duncan Jr, he's been a leader in the Bay Area since I was walking. So just watching him, it was only right, to follow in his footsteps. Got my lady here, my brother, Joshua Jalil Duncan. I got my daughters in the back, Nyora Duncan, Yamaya Duncan. And that's what I do with them. Man, I'm just humbled. Being able to connect to you, really understanding what these babies is going through on a daily basis, and just being a big brother and just a mentor is just so important to me. And that's why I'm here. It's not for no recognition. It's amazing to be recognized, but man, that's not why we're doing this work. I know every brother over here, that's not why we're doing that. So just thank you all. I appreciate you.
Our next awardee, Honoree, Elder Baba Akinsanya Capo. Born as Mark Teamer in Sacramento, California, Akinsanya is a former Marine, Black Panther, and art professor. Stricken with polio as a child, he turned to drawing for comfort and ultimately his therapy. He frequently visited the Crocker Art Museum as a child, which fascinated and showed him the human potential in creating art. In 1966, Akinsanya was drafted and served a tour of duty in Vietnam with the United States Marine Corps as an infantryman and combat illustrator until 1968. While in Vietnam, he experienced, witnessed, and was confronted with the same racism or white U.S. servicemen that plagued his and other Black lives back home in the United States. Shortly after returning from his tour in service, he joined the Sacramento chapter of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense after growing more and more frustrated with the harsh mistreatment and brutality of Black people locally and nationally. In the Panther Party, Akinsanya served as lieutenant of culture and offered expertise in other areas as an experienced Marine. He created the Black Panther coloring book to bring attention to racial inequalities and social justice. After the Panther Party was dismantled from 1983 to 2010, Akinsanya worked closely with youth and gangs in Southern California in the areas of violence prevention and conflict resolution. Alongside notable members and founders of both Bloods and Crips, Akinsanya raised efforts to redirect negative activities and gang retaliations. He dedicated himself to Pan-Africanism, the teaching African spirituality, religions, history, and culture through multimedia art. In 1984, he founded Pan-African Art in Long Beach, California. Continuing the Panther ideology, he provides free programs for youth in art, leadership, and culture. Despite being only semi-literate in his youth, Cambone went on to earn his Master's of Arts from California State University, Fresno. In more recent years, he was featured in War Torn, pardon me, 1861 to 2010. An HBO documentary screened at the Pentagon on post-traumatic stress disorder in veterans. Today, Akinsane's work is rich and varied as his personal history, expressed through drawings, paintings, bronze sculptures, and ceramics. On a narrative tradition and personal experiences, including extensive travels throughout Africa, Cambone's work celebrates perseverance through leadership, cultural pride, and his gift of storytelling, as a storyteller. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Baba Elder Akinsane Cambone.
For demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunity to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4th, 2021. Congratulations, Ashe.
Thank you, everyone. This is a great honor being in Sacramento. When I look back and I look at the history of my family and my people, starting in Louisiana, and we've been a people who are familiar with struggle, starting with the 1811 slavery vote in the German coast, Louisiana. That was the first one. We've been fighting everyone since. And I'm here, and I'm glad to be honored with these men. And I sit out and I look at every one of us who couldn't have done anything without the woman who's backing our play. I have 5 granddaughters sitting in the audience. I'm sitting there looking at how strong and how intelligent they are. And I think we need to have something to honor women too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Baba.
Hey, she's gonna keep the show going, but every time I hear the beat, I want to jam on this. All right, our 2021 Medal Honoree Awardee is Mr. Michael Lynch. Michael Lynch is a social entrepreneur, a certified professional fundraiser. He is currently the co-founder and chief executive officer of Improve Your Tomorrow, IYT. IYT, Michael works to improve academic outcomes for impoverished young people and transform systems that have historically failed communities of color. Michael started his career as a Senate Fellow in California State Legislature. During his tenure in the state capitol, he served as a senior policy advisor for a state assembly member and staffed dozens of bills, 9 of which became law. Michael received a bachelor's degree in business administration and a master's degree in public policy and administration from Sacramento State. He's a governor's appointee to the Commission on California Volunteers, current fellow for the American Leadership Forum, and a senior fellow of the NAOM Emerging Leaders Program and the Sierra Health Foundation's Health Leadership Program. In 2021, Michael was recognized by Sacramento Magazine as one of the top 100 business leaders. He lives in Sacramento and is married to a college sweetheart and has 2 young kids. Again, our 2021 Men of Honor Awardee, Mr. Michael Lynch.
Men of Honor Tribute Award to Michael Lynch for demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days. On this day, Saturday, December 4, 2021, thank you.
So I'll start off with that. For young brothers have an opportunity to access the college education. That was purposeful because of how many other folks have put themselves before me, have sacrificed. Thank you.
And it is. Kevin worked for others for 14 to 15 years and learned the barber business from other professional barbers, such as Anthony Allen, some of you may know, Lance Washington, Rodney Westbrook, and the recently deceased Stephon. Though he grew up in Meadowview community, Kevin extended his barber hand and knowledge throughout the city of Sacramento. He has now become a master barber and trainer and teaches financial literacy in the community. It's all about giving back what God has blessed with. A way out.
Clay has been working with at-risk youth since 2015. He began a program at the Gracey his passion for children, incarcerated parents, and his own experience of being incarcerated. The Church's family endured, giving him a heart to work with youth and families who are impacted by systems of oppression. After his release from prison in 2014, Clay was rejected by numerous potential employers, so he decided to start his own company called Community Impact. Since Clay has been integrating various provincial curricula into public schools, group homes, correctional institutions, and the average populations in Placer County. Clay is now operating in Sacramento and Placer County as program director. And is 1 year away. Ladies and gentlemen, for demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunity to live and thrive in better days. This Saturday, December 4th, 2021. All praise to God. Keep God first and the rest will follow. So we're striving for that. I want to thank first Rolanda and Keon for recognizing these warriors right here that our community is so desperately in need of, and those that will be inspired by the honorees today. I also want to thank Stacy Anderson and Pro Youth and Families. Thank you, Stacy, for giving me a blank canvas to run a department and do things that have never been done before within our community of incarcerated youth. And last but not least, I want to thank my wife. You know, our communities are so ravaged by incarceration. You all know that. And oftentimes we come back and there's no waiting. But she waited. So if you stand up, please, give her a hand. So all I have to say is that why we do this. We've all mentioned, we've all alluded to what is our passion and what is the thing that drives us. My hope and passion every day is that when I step into a classroom, when I step into a juvenile hall, when I step into a group home, that the young Black boys and brown boys that look up to the front of the classroom and see me will recognize that incarceration was a chapter in my book, but it's not the end of my story. Therefore, since it is not the end of my story, it is not the end of theirs. Thank you all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we're gonna break this up a little bit. Coming to the stage, Dre T.
What's up, y'all? I'm going through the song, but you don't know about the Wi-Fi connection, you know what I mean? It's too late, though. It's like tell the young people when you're disconnected from the Wi-Fi, your message doesn't same. So, I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying, give y'all spoken word beats. Is that cool? Yeah. All right.
Message to the youth. It's your time to shine. Your mind is yours, my mind is mine. Roll with the pros, not the cons. The ones that can grow, that's my kind. Ask someone if you can shine, they tell you soon, son. Soon enough, you realize that time never comes. This is for the babies. I need them to see why I never let another one do that to me. Produced my first track only at 15. Back when the pack was at the front of the scene. Packaged and distributed to the ones I've seen. Nice with the delivery, execution was mean. Now I'm leaving my dreams out. Used to be remorseful. Wasn't a millionaire, but hell, I'm resourceful. Always want the knowledge. I got a whole course full. Now they gotta pay me if they want me at show school. No, because they ain't got a degree for the things I know. Asante, I keep you, I make, I go. Ancient is the now, every day I flow. Feel it, live it, own it, win it is the way I roll. So don't live low, gotta enjoy the world. And love every little ghetto boy and girl. Soon enough, you're gonna see they got love for you, because you true with everything you do. And you can do it too.
The multi-talented, and just again, because of technical difficulties, man, Drake talked, it's the reason we call him the young elder, for real, for real. There's no joke. Drake T. Thank you, brother. Our next awardee, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Marcus Smith. And may I please ask our servers before we continue, if you guys can, servers, if you guys can please clear the place that to stay ahead of the game. Ain't no rest. Yeah. I see I was looking at my sons. Continue. Yeah, Marcus Smith was born in Sacramento, California, to Nathaniel and Willie Mae Smith on July 3rd, 1984. He attended Oak Ridge and Father B. Kenny Elementary Schools and Cal Middle School. He attended Luther Burbank for a short while, but finished his high school years, graduating from Sacramento High School, class of 2002. As a child, Marcus enjoyed sports. Beginning at age 6, he played baseball for Airport and Oak Park Little Leagues, football with Pop Warner Sacramento Raiders, and basketball with Salvation Army under Charles King and Daryl Roberts. During his childhood, Marcus began acting out and displaying behavioral issues that kept him in trouble. He attributes his behavioral issues to a lack of attention and just wanted to be seen and supported by the ones he loved the most. Though he excelled in sports and was eventually inducted in his middle school's Hall of Fame, this boy later landed him in trouble with the law during his adolescence. In high school, Marcus continued to excel in football, playing all city and metro. After graduating, he went to Arkansas, Little Rock, Pine Bluff in 2003, where he continued to play but lost his love for the game. He returned home only to lose his way to the streets. In 2005, after having his first child, Marcus worked with Coca-Cola 3 years, but landed himself in more trouble. Blessed to have avoided prison, his turning point came when coach Sean Rayford suggested and offered him an opportunity to coach and work with youth in 2006. Realizing that attention plays a major role in children's behavior, and I quote, support for children to feel seen. And being a proactive person, Marcus began mentoring youth at his former elementary schools, helping single-parent mothers in community and volunteering at his local community center. Since 2013, Marcus has enjoyed a high success rate in dealing with his youth. And in spite of personal adversities, Marcus Smith continues to show up for youth simply to let them know that someone cares and believes in them. Thank you, Marcus. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, our 2021 honoree, Marcus Smith. demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, the 7th, 2021. Thank you. Respect.
How y'all doing? Look at it. Clumsy. Still clumsy. That ain't what y'all. It ain't scratch. That ain't what y'all. Just clumsy. I want to thank God first. God is good. Right. I want to thank all these brothers too, because I don't know all of them, but just hearing names. Mr. Brown, that's a really, really familiar name. I had a lot of cousins that went to Grant High School, and they was a principal. And they always said, our principal was so cool. And it's a pleasure to get to meet him. Mr. Brown, one of the ones I wanted to meet. It's a pleasure to meet you. Uncle Bobo, you know how much I love you. You know where you come from. This man has been my whole life. Has been around. He can attest to that. He can attest to it. I want to work with all you guys. If I can get a chance to get everybody's number when we leave, I would like to work with you guys. I don't need no money. Volunteer. I'll come. You call, I'll come. Alvin, I live right here in Oak Park, right here in this neighborhood right here. I run an organization called Sacramento Panthers, Youth Health and Football Sports Program. We mentor kids. Also work with Julius Douglas. He's one of my good friends, just with kids. He couldn't be here today, like I said, but he has seized the moment, and I'm part of that too as well. I'm just here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. That's it. So if you guys got anything that you need from me, and you see me on Facebook, just ask, and I'm coming. I gotta leave here shortly because I got a toy drive already today. And then after that, I got a cheerleader. My cheerleaders are going to Nashville to place nationals. A group of young girls, young ladies, they're going to nationals in Florida. I thank you guys for coming out, and I really appreciate the organization. Come on, man. I see a lot. Come on. The volunteers, I coached all these kids. Most of them. Not him, but I like to work with him too. I coach most of these kids. They was 5 and 6 years old. So I thank everybody for being here.
Our next 21-minute honor awardee, Delson. Demetrius has extensive leadership experience in community-based organizations and deep roots in the Sacramento region as a graduate of Sacramento High School. He has 7 years of experience in facilitating trainings and classes on healthy relationships to both youth and adults, leading youth advocacy projects and teaching parent education classes at family resource centers and charter schools. Demetrius has been a volunteer mentor since 2013 with the Big Brothers and Sisters of Greater Sacramento, an organization he now leads as CEO since March 2020. Demetrius is a firm believer in the importance of youth having at least one, if not more, trusted adults in their lives as an advocate for youth having positive adult mentors or teachers. He encourages youth to dream bigger than they dare to dream and challenges you to see and believe that the challenges they are born into are surmountable obstacles, instead insurmountable sentences to failure. He understands and stresses the importance of how mentoring and caring educators connect a young person to growth and development, as well as social and economic opportunity. Demetrius' experience includes work as a nurturing parent program training manager at the Child Abuse Council in Sacramento, where he trained AmeriCorps members and staff members at 9 family resource centers in Sacramento County on how to build resilience in the families they supported, basic principles of nurturing, parent and family, the importance of communication, and self-care as parents to better care for our children. He also served as a director of programs for 4 years at Pro Youth and Families, where he managed youth peer-to-peer mentoring and advocacy programs on 42 elementary, middle school, and high school campuses across the Sacramento region. He has built and maintained close friendships and partnerships with school district personnel in the Sacramento region to help find solutions and remove obstacles preventing youth from reaching their full potential. Demetrius is married with 3 children and 1 grandchild. In 2015, he was one of several fathers recognized as Sacramento Father of the Year by the Center for Fathers and Families. In addition to being a volunteer mentor, Demetrius has volunteered as an instructor for junior achievement from 2010 to 2013. He also served on the board of directors for the Wishlist Project, a nonprofit organization which fostered student and family success through educational equity. And from 2014 to 2016, he served as chairperson for the Sacramento County Children's Coalition, also in 2018 and 19. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2021 Men of Honor Awardee. For demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunities to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4th, 2021. Congratulations.
Right. Hey, good afternoon. First of all, whoever made that peace cobbler,
Yeah.
yeah. Bobo and I was having that same conversation just now. I grew up on Del Paso, Norte Boulevard in 17,000 over here. I used to vandalize the school. So now that I'm here, it's just weird. It's a wild ride. So I used to play basketball out here and get dunked on by my cousin Bernice. I used to think I wanted to play basketball, so I saw Bernice play. He said, "Let me get these books." This is I want to just echo what everybody else said, man. It's just an honor to be up here with all these brothers. All of us got here a different way, and all of us helped in a different way. You got some of us who are clergymen, some of us who have, served time in prison, some of us who have done none of those things. And Keon mentioned earlier about unity. I think that's the biggest thing that I always focus on. Because we all bring different things to the table, there's some youth that I might not be able to reach that Bobo can reach.
Yeah.
That maybe Clay can reach. There may be some men that they can reach that Michael and I would have a similar story. So just that whole unity, we all bring something to the table. We all bring something different. It's a pleasure being up here. I'm seeing faces I recognized growing up. Bobo, Parker way back in the day. Marcus, I didn't know, I ran into him. He used to coach girls softball at Oak Park. So seeing all these familiar faces. So it's just really good to be here. Before I leave, I would say what others have echoed also. Mr. Brown, the promotion show, talking about losing his wife last year. My wife Erin and I, what I do, I wouldn't be able to do without her. So, and that's something I try to tell kids. There's a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different ladders you can use to reach success. The one thing that I know for sure, no matter what ladder you use, the biggest thing that's going to kind of determine your success is a woman you choose to have kids with, number one. Number two, doing everything you can in your power to make sure that you wake up in the same house with the kids that the mother of their kids is. There's nothing more powerful than two people on the same page, with the same vision, make sure you make that right decision. That's what I'm trying to tell you. As they all listening, if they head down in their phones. Thank y'all.
JT got slapped. Speaking of Dre T, our next awardee, nominee awardee, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Andreas Tillman Jr. AKA Dre T. I say Dre T. Yeah. Born to Andrea Vines and Andreas Tillman Sr. on September 11, 1992, in Sacramento, California, Andreas Tillman Jr. is a part of the third generation of his family living in Sacramento. He attended American Lakes Elementary, the Thomas and Einstein Middle Schools, and graduated from Rosemont High School in 2010. Andreas, better known as Dre T, his artist moniker, is a passionate human being and multi-faceted, talented artist whose titles include educator and youth advocate, community action organizer, event host, music artist, and producer. There's others. Always being in close proximity to community in the arts. His grandmother produced the annual Jazz on the Hill Festival in the Bay Area from 1998 to 2000. Some of you may be familiar with that. While his grandfather built and played African percussions, djembes and so on and so forth, he began producing and engineering his own songs. No, I jumped. Percussions. That's where Dre T discovered his love for music. By age 9, he began writing raps and poetry, and at age 14, during the sophomore year, he began producing and engineering his own songs. His earliest influences were two of his peers, Dominic Logan and the late Chris Young, was it James Jackson, who gifted Dre T, a young Dre T, the very equipment that he still uses today to produce his music. Another early influence was a politically charged and socially conscious rapper out of Oakland named Paris, who also happened to be a very close family friend. For his high school senior project, Dre T produced and turned in an album as well as interviewed Paris. It was during his high school years that Dre T joined the Sacramento Area Youth Says, a literary arts program supported and sponsored by UC Davis. There he earned a spot on the very first youth slam poetry team out of Sacramento, allowing him to compete on a national stage against other talented youth from all over the United States. At age 18, Dre T became a father, and after graduating high school, his gifts for writing and voice landed him his first job as a poet mentor educator, PME, with the same organization that he participated in as a student. In 2012, Dre T formed and established For Native, a think tank / call to action for creators to collaborate on shared visions. That later launched in 2014. Also in 2014, Dre released his first official album entitled Sacramentality, an in-depth musical offering, a view into the mind of a young and conscious Black male. The album acted as a passport that granted opportunities to travel the city, the state, the country, and the world. Eventually landed in Egypt. Bro took a solo trip to Egypt as a young man. So man, that was very empowering, just to even witness it, absolutely. The album also earned him the moniker, the Young Elder. Influenced by the works and spirit of the ancestors, Dre T is compelled to continue to do the work and carry on tradition. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, our 2021 honoree, Andreas Tillman, Dre. And for demonstrating the strength, wisdom, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations opportunities to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4, 2021.
I appreciate y'all. This is my first award. I ain't never got like acknowledged for, any of this work like in this manner. You know what I'm saying? So I humbly appreciate everyone who considered me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big thing. I know like everybody can relate to it, right? And somebody advocates for you where you might not be represented. It means the world to me. I really appreciate that. Got a lot more work to do. But yeah, just that call to action, I really would love every one of you to see my new building. We're on 3rd Avenue, like right across from, the brewery, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? My great grandma, she's been in Oak Park since the 50s. She raised my grandma, my father. My grandma was a Panther. You know what I'm saying? She organized job fairs and things of that nature. So it's just it's a responsibility to keep this going. And I really appreciate the babies that's watching and paying attention. Y'all been on the phones all day. So just the fact that y'all, hearing me out, y'all gotta keep it going too. Pay attention to the ones that's leading by example. Because that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too, I had my partners, but I really respect the elders. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have more of a connection with the baby boomers, if you will. You know what I mean? They gave me so much game. So it's my responsibility to pass it on to you. And you think about that for the little ones like her and the little babies that's looking up to you as well. Cool? Much love, man.
Our final 2021 Men of Honor awardee, Robert Bobo Walton. Mr. Robert Lee Walton, aka Uncle Bobo, was born October 23rd, 1966 in Sacramento, California. Raised by his grandparents, Robert grew up in Oak Park, where as a youth, he loved sports, especially baseball and football. He attended Brett Park Elementary, California Middle, and Sacramento High Schools, where he played baseball and football. Robert dropped out of high school during his senior year to work in order to support his first child. It was then that he got his first job as a Little League team coach, coaching youth sports. He started selling drugs about the same time to supplement his income. He was an active gang member, unbeknownst to the youth he was working with daily. His activities landed him in prison for 3 years, but during his sentence, he also completed his GED, as well as learned a trade with American Bridge and Ironworkers. Upon his release in 1993, Bobo separated himself from gang activities and drugs. Here, he began working full-time to occupy his time, as well as provide for his family. He went back to school and took courses at Sacramento City and Cosumnes River College in human services to become a youth counselor. He returned to his love for sports and youth, going back to coaching youth baseball. 35 years later, and a father of 6, Robert Uncle Bobo Walton remains dedicated and consistent in his work with youth advocacy. He currently works with the Sacramento Urban League and Black Child Legacy Campaign as a youth gang intervention counselor. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2021 Men of Honor awardee, Robert O. Walsh. For demonstrating the strength, courage, and wisdom of an honorable man, and for dedicating your life to ensure future generations the opportunity to live and thrive in better days on this day, Saturday, December 4th, 2021. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody. First, I want to thank organizations for choosing me. But I want to be the first to say I'm not doing nothing special, nothing that I wasn't going to do since I was born. Great men in my life are my dad, my grandfather, elders in the neighborhood that raised the neighborhood, Mr. Frank Bullard, Mr. Howard Thomas Sr. and Howard Thomas Jr., Mr. Blackwell, you know, all those guys raised us in Little League, watched us run down the street. Well, you better quit doing that if I whoop your butt and send you home and get your butt whooped, you know? Yeah, right. That's what we grew up here in Oak Park like that. That's right. I made a lot of bad mistakes in my life, like being a gang banger, selling drugs. Like I said, when I came home from prison, all that was over with. And why I'm doing it now, so these young men is out here now, they gotta go through the same dumb stuff I went through, especially my sons back there. You know, and I guess I'm doing a good job with those here. You got some great kids. Thank you, son, for being a good boy. But again, I want to thank everybody. And, I'm gonna keep on doing this work.
In conclusion of today's ceremony, just want to thank everybody for showing up. On behalf of yourselves, we are all one. Thank you for showing up. We are all connected. And again, like I said, the sooner we begin to realize that we are extensions of one another, you know, you meet a stranger. And if you talk to that stranger long enough, I promise you, the odds are you will find out you have someone that you both love in common. That's just how it is. I believe in connectivity and the power of relationships. But take time, be gentle with each other, y'all. You know, as people, we've been through a lot, and we still here. Be compassionate. Learn to see yourselves in the eyes of your fellow human beings, brothers and sisters. Be a lot more compassionate. I just want to say, because I skipped this part of the opening, the Men of Honor tribute restores tradition, culture, and ceremony to our people and continues to remind us of who we are. We receive the blessings of the ancestors to pay homage to those who walk before us, encourage those who walk with us, and set example for those who walk after us, affirming the living, the life and legacy of our said honorees. If we point out our leaders and show our men and youth what examples there are amongst them, ourselves, they stand a far better chance of coming to know themselves and their fullest potential, therefore setting and accomplishing goals, rising and reaching their own maximum potential. Brothers, can you repeat after me? I am my brother's keeper.
I am my brother's keeper.
I am my brother and my brother is me.
I am my brother and my brother is me.
I should only want what is good for my brother.
I should only want what is good for my brother.
I should only want what is good for me.
I should only want what is good for me.
Why would I harm my brother?
Why would I harm my brother?
Why would I lie on my brother?
Why would I lie on my brother?
Why would I steal from my brother?
Why would
When I am my brother and my brother is me. Forever linked in the chain of brotherhood. I am my brother. I am my brother's keeper. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that concludes our ceremony for the 2021 Men of Honor Community Tribute.
Please come forward and shake hands. So we're gonna form a line right here, please. Please remain at the table. Can we get a line right here? Can we just walk past and honor, shake each individual's hands, congratulate them? You might not gotta shake their hand because it's COVID. Give them a head nod, a little kiss if you will, whatever. But we want to acknowledge this year's cohort of Men of Honor. So we can just start right here. Line up. Okay. Okay, how you gonna do it? Make your way to the stage. Make your way to the stage. Everybody make your way to the stage. Thank y'all.